Jordy Culotta Show. Please forgive us for the start a little late this morning and coming in dry as we got the no music. We'll have that added and get that up before tomorrow's show. Got a new workspace we're dealing with in this studio and our setup here. So we are kind of clunking through this Thursday morning as far as our audio and our technology goes, but we're still bringing you the show. We're going to talk to Billy Embody coming up here at 8 a.m. this morning. I believe we're going to do that via video, which would be groundbreaking days here on the Jordy Culotta Show and over here at FM Digital Media if we were able to cross over the video call canal river that has been holding us up for nearly a year and a half.
Hostage.
I mean, just cornered us and has had us a prisoner of technology since we have launched this show, and we believe that we have got that figured out and should be able to start bringing our guest via video to you here on the Jordy Culotta Show and mic'd up, which is Monday and Wednesdays, 11 and 1 o'clock. And hopefully, we don't want to speak too soon, but hopefully we have crossed over and gotten this figured out. How are we feeling about it, Lizzie? You still have this stressful look over there still?
I don't know. It's the no music that's creeping me out.
Weary?
The sounds of silence.
Still a little weary.
The bunker, I'm sure, will let me know immediately.
Anthony,
we're good.
We're good.
I think we're good.
No, we're good, man. I got to be honest. This is as unprepared of a podcast show that I have ever done. Somehow, last night, Mr. Antisocial, right?
You.
I mean, always looking for a way out, man. Never really going to try and follow the herd. Always want to have my car with me so I can get out of a place. Last night, some really kind of acquaintances, not really friends, just some people that we've met through Our Lady of Mercy, some friends of ours. Now, I do know some of them from like childhood, but haven't spoke to them in a long time. And then one of the dads and I became pretty tight during football season and have kind of like kicked up this texting relationship where we like talk about sports. He's a Will Wade diehard. His dreams are crushed. He kind of uses me as his therapist to talk about Wade and kind of get away from reality. And
is this the same man that was texting about
the sex life?
Yeah, sex life.
Exactly.
Same guy.
Same guy.
No,
Same
he needed
guy.
this then. He needed you.
Yes, absolutely. So last night, he puts together, his wife puts together a crew of 6 couples on a bus to Thibodeau to go eat at a restaurant named Sinclair. Shout out to the restaurant Sinclair. I'm telling you, bro, in the heart of Thibodeau is a 5-star, incredible food and eatery in South Louisiana. If somebody is looking for a place to just kind of get out and go see the back roads of Louisiana and go eat, incredible food, great service. Sinclair Restaurant down in Thibodeau is phenomenal. Turns out the guy that I was with, guy that kind of got us into the group, his brother owns and runs the restaurant. So that's kind of like, that was the connection. That's why we're there like random Wednesday night. You know what I mean?
You had an in.
Well, yeah, we had an in. And I was so social anxious like all afternoon, buddy. You know what I mean? Like
dreading it.
Just wondering how I'm going to get out of it. Really?
Well, they took your ace card away, the car. They took the truck away.
Exactly.
So that put you in a bad spot.
And as soon as I committed, and I was kind of thinking, wow, I'm handcuffed. I'm like, I'm out there, man. I'm wading in the water, bro. I'm lifeless here.
And this is a normal situation. You're not much of a drinker, but this would be a drinking scenario where you just get
very
bombed.
much, and a drinking crowd.
Right. So they're
drinking
not
crowd.
That's a tough spot to
That's
be.
a tough spot.
That's
dude.
a tough spot.
It's a tough spot. So I go Superior Margs off the top.
There you go.
For the
ride.
ride.
I'm saying, just get bombed.
Just to cut through, bro.
Yeah.
Just to cut through.
That anxiety. That's what you need. The
just
first
cut
one.
Through the anxiety. That's right. A couple of jokes in. Next thing you know, everybody's laughing, having a good time. We're at the restaurant. End up having a fantastic meal. Now I'm dreading the ride home, right? Because this is the part where I'd like to shade out. As soon as we pay the bill, that's what I'm kind of like. Anybody seen Jordy? I think he's getting on I-10.
Yeah. Give somebody else.
He's been gone.
Yeah, give somebody else, whatever the bill is. Here's $40 cash. Get out of there.
Light up a little relief bed and hit the ground.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Get the hell out of here. But the bus ride home, we were It was great. It was a great night. We didn't get home till late, but then I turn on all the social media stuff late and start listening to McMahon's press conference because we were busy over here at FM yesterday getting some stuff going and listening to that press conference, listening to Brian Kelly's press conference. And then I look up and see that LSU baseball has been swept in the midweek by Louisiana Tech. 7-6, the Bulldogs come into LSU last night and take care of business. And welcome into the Jordy Culotta Show. We're going to talk about all of this coming up here. Matt McMahon introduces LSU new head basketball coach. Brian Kelly lays out what spring is going to look like as the Tigers hit the Ponderosa, and spring football practice starts today officially on the field. Coach Kelly, a little insight to his relationship with Kayshawn. As we asked Kayshawn yesterday, his relationship with Brian Kelly, he said he's a quiet guy. Kayshawn, from Brian Kelly's point of view, just starting to come back around. I thought new sheriff in town kind of
absolutely the feel.
Statement there with Brian Kelly.
I know his last name.
Yeah, we'll talk all about that coming up here on the Jordy Culotta Show. Driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. As we are every single day. Make sure and check out our friends over at Go Chevrolet, GEAUX, Chevrolet.com. Metropolitan Health Group open up on our phone video lines, possibly. With Billy Embody. Going to stop by here at 8 a.m. Trying to chase down Doug Thompson, but the Tigers go 12 last night.
No chance he's up, dude. He was not in the mood for extra inning baseball, as they said. And he's paired with Chris Blair. His job is to try to make it entertaining, exciting. And Doug is on the other complete opposite side of the fence, just going, oh, extra innings. We've already been here for 4.5 hours. What's another 5? And it was just, you could tell, like, I don't know if he's either upset about the baseball being played by LSU, the fact that it's taking a long time, or that it's, 10:30 on a Wednesday night and he wants to go home, which I would believe it's all three.
I tell you what, man, and just kind of going back and watching some of the highlights of the game and reading about it, Louisiana Tech's pitching staff really stymied this LSU offense, man. I mean, they had their opportunities, but, I mean, is this Krieger that came into the game? Crigger is, I mean, he mowed down LSU's lineup. I mean, it was 8 strikeouts and a nasty slider that had LSU's lineup just kind of chasing. I mean, like they were all over the place and could not make contact as Louisiana Tech gets the midweek season sweep on LSU, 7-6 in Jay Johnson's first season.
Not the best start for Jay, and not the best start for me, as we went over in the LSU baseball lineup. As you can, Barstool Sportsbook has college baseball lines, so they did. I think LSU was minus 177, didn't touch that. But the over was 13.5. We get to 13, caught by the hook once again. So I think I'm 0-6, like betting on LSU baseball. So it might be time to hang it up.
Wow, buddy.
That's a quick way to get my doghouse, Jay.
Krieger picks up the win after tossing 4 innings, allowing no runs, 3 hits with 8 Ks. LSU's Ty Floyd charged with the loss last night after just throwing an inning, giving up a run, a hit, and 3 walks. LSU is, I mean, this is, where is the concern meter on LSU at this point? I mean, I know that this is still early on in the season, and by the way, I'm not by any shape or form bailing on Jay Johnson. I really believe that Jay Johnson is going to figure this out. But there are some things that just are not getting fixed. The defense, again, and this lineup, for as much as it was juiced and as much as it was being counted on to really be the face of the program this year, there has been some opportunities for the offense to bail them out, and they have come up short. That's stuff that can get fixed. That's stuff that can improve. That's stuff that you can work on and get better at. But, the concerning part is, some of the things that they have struggled at throughout the first part of the year are not getting cleaned up and not really fixing themselves going into conference play. That's tough to lose Louisiana Tech 2 games in a midweek in the opening season, especially what Louisiana Tech is going through, right, for how good they are hosting regionals. I mean, that feels like real competition in the state.
Well, I think that would be a positive, right? It's not like you're losing to somebody that's not very good at baseball, and it's a midweek game that you'd expect to win. Louisiana Tech's a legitimate competition. The worst part about it, in my mind, is that you take a loss Wednesday. Now you have to go to Florida and continue SEC play after Texas A&M took 2 of 3 from you. You went on Sunday, which is great, but then you lose yesterday. Now you have to go to Florida, who's a pretty good baseball team, and kind of try to figure it out on the fly again, which is not where you want to be if you were LSU baseball. You emptied the pen again last night. Razelman got to throw. He looked wild. Then you bring in Fontenot, and he kind of righted the ship. So they're going to be, I don't want to say light on arms, but they're guys that you don't want to really have to throw in the midweek that they're having to throw going into conference play again, where you're already down 2 games. It's not a good spot to be for LSU baseball.
No, going into a weekend where you play Florida, we will get back to it. But right now, LSU baseball very much struggling to get off the ground here in opening season for Jay Johnson as they fall last night 7-6 in extra innings to Louisiana Tech. As we said, the Bulldogs sweep the season series versus LSU, which has been pretty. I mean, look, they were very much hyped up games. Very, from Louisiana Tech standpoint, you could see the emotion in winning that game and what it meant if you were following. Louisiana Tech social media, I mean, you can see how much that win means to their program. And, yeah, I think everybody knew that coming in, but LSU had to be playing with a little bit of revenge for sure. I mean, and trying to find their way and get that stuff back. I mean, just trying to, clean up the way that they played against Louisiana Tech earlier in the season. Remember, Daily, we're brought to you by Morales Roll-Offs, our friends over at Morales Roll-Offs. Easily to find them online at moralesrolloffs.com. Moralesrolloffs.com is where you find them. They're located on Airline Highway, just across the entrance from Industrialplex is where you can find them. Morales Roll-Offs is locally owned and operated and can help you out with any of your dumpster rentals, anything that you may need on a construction site. If you are a contractor and you've got a couple of sites moving right now and you've got your dependable dumpster service, but you got you have the liberty to maybe go out and try somebody new, give Morales Roll-Offs a try. They have construction background. They really understand the ins and outs of the business and the day-to-day functions of a construction site, and they can help you out. MoralesRolloffs.com. Great customer service. Call them today if you want an instant quote, 225-427-0000. They've got 10-yard dumpsters, 40-yard dumpsters. They can help you getting rid of concrete, large appliances, whatever you're looking to move off of a construction site. If you're just looking to clean out a house, a rental property that you have, get in touch with Morales Roll-Offs, moralesrolloffs.com, moralesrolloffs.com. All right, LSU yesterday introduced a couple of things to the media. They had spring football being given by Brian Kelly, and then they introduced new head basketball coach Matt McMahon. Last night, Matt McMahon was brought out in front of the Alec Box Stadium crowd where he threw out the opening pitch. You got a chance to see his family, and yesterday you got a chance to hear from him. And look, the same as what we said when he was hired. I think I even believe even more after hearing him speak. What a solid, buttoned-up, professional, clean hire. And from LSU standpoint, I don't think that you will worry about the representation of the LSU basketball program under the direction of Matt McMahon. I think that he is going to represent LSU in a first-class manner. He is going to be very prideful about his work. He is very much going to be involved in the community. And look, he's got a great opportunity to be here at LSU with some grace behind him and trying to figure this thing out. One thing that I took away from it is that he really understands the South. He's been recruiting the South for 20 years, whether it was his short time at Louisiana Tech or when he was an assistant at Murray State, all the way up until when he was a head coach at Murray State. You know, one of the things that was a concern and still is the relatability to basketball recruits to get them to play at LSU. It's a different message. It's a different player. It's a different type of athlete than he's been recruiting at Murray State. Not polarizingly opposite, but two different type of athletes that it's not the same conversation that he had with the recruits over the last 10 years. It's much more high-end players, potential one-and-dones, McDonald's All-Americans, 4 and 5 stars by recruiting services. I mean, just guys that weren't really on the board at Murray State. Can he attract that talent? And I think with his vision, his message, and he's definitely going to be confident in what he's pitching, he will be in the conversations. And it really just takes one, right? To me, in that business, once you get your first big player, big prospect, win out against somebody that's, going after the same player like a John Calipari or, in this sense, somebody like Nate Oates or even, all over the conference, Eric Musselman, anybody that right, is having instant success or success right now that would be a fist fight in recruiting that he could win out on. Once you really cross that barrier, I think that, it really starts to open up the floodgates. Not only does it refine your message as a pitchman and as a recruiter and as a coach, but it proves to prospects that are players that it's okay to go there. That it's the same program that's bringing in high-end players, developing them, and putting them into the league. I mean, that's what's attractive to athletes. It doesn't matter a lot of the times where the college is located, what the colors look like, what the mascot is. That stuff doesn't matter. Can you get me to the league? Can you get me to the next level? And as soon as McMahon proves that at this level, I think that, things will start to ease up for him. And like I said, luckily for him, he's got a grace period built in and some job security where from a timing standpoint, he can be able to figure it out on the road. So I was impressed with Matt McMahon, man. That's the first time I've heard him speak. That's the first time I had really, kind of listened to any type of philosophy or what his objectives were in taking this job. And I got to be honest, I think that it was very refreshing and honest. And this is coming from somebody who, really was not open to changing that position. But if you're going to make the change and you're going to bring somebody in, I mean, you feel very secure about him. You feel very secure about his team being prepared, his team representing the school and the university, everything that goes into the program. I was impressed with McMahon.
He certainly seems like somebody you can give 8 years to, and he'll build it.
Sure.
It's somebody that you can fully. I guess if it was like in a relationship, you had you had the wild one, and now you finally settled down for marriage. Like you had your fun with Will Wade, and you're like, holy shit, what just happened the last 4 years? That was a wild ride, and now you've settled down, found somebody that you could probably marry.
Sure. Daddy David, have him on the show. We'll talk to him at some point. Brian Burgess, McMahon said yesterday that he can get players to the next level if they have the talent. Well, that's his job. He's got to go out there and identify the talent of guys that he can get to the league. And he's got to be able to pitch his message and get them here. Don't forget about our friends over at Hargrove Roofing. Give Steele Henry a call today, 318-229-7266. Make sure you know who's on your roof. We had an evaluation on the roof come by last week before the storm. In fact, if you have been damaged by the storm down in New Orleans, if you're around those surrounding areas that the tornado came through and so much devastation and damage done down there in the lower Ninth Ward in St. Bernard Parish, if you're trying to get back things together and you're thinking about where do you start, where do I call a roofer, right here, get in touch with Steele Henry, 318-229-7266. He's got great experience working for a very reputable company that is doing fantastic work all along the I-10 corridor. He's located over in Lafayette, but he can help you out anywhere you are. If you're listening to this message, it doesn't matter where you are, call Steele Henry if you have any questions about your roof. 318-229-7266, 318-229-7266. Make sure and tell them that you heard it right here on the Jordy Culotta Show, as it was a very sad week for people down in St. Bernard Parish in New Orleans, experiencing so much devastation with that tornado that came through. If you were affected by it and need a roofer and looking for a place to start, get in touch with Hargrove Roofing. 318-229-7266. 318-229-7266. Brian Burgess, based on his introductory press conference yesterday, he can get those players here. We'll see. Hopefully that he can keep a couple of guys here first. I would say that his biggest recruiting challenge, his first recruiting challenge, would be Adam Miller. I mean, I think that Adam Miller is looking for a waiver. He's already used his transfer, but with the coaching turnover, should be pretty easy to get a waiver and become immediately eligible if he wanted to transfer again. But for a guy like Matt McMahon, you know, he's got some built-in advantages on his pitch to Miller, right? The medical staff that you've been dealing with is here. Everybody you trust from a rehab standpoint isn't going anywhere. You will be the absolute centerpiece of the team in the scoring next year. And I think it'll show where McMahon is just kind of in his recruiting pitch. This is a big one, right? I mean, I'd imagine that Miller's phone's blowing up. I imagine some of these LSU assistant coaches that, are wondering if they're in and out of a job, which I'd imagine that he's probably going to turn the entire staff over. Those guys are probably recruiting the players on the roster to take them to their next stop. So,
I mean, it's a very slim to none that he stays, right? He's trying to, unless he wants to be the primary ball handler, which he wanted to be the scorer, obviously, on LSU basketball. He wanted to be the guy, but I don't think he wanted to be a guy on a team that's rebuilding. He wanted to come and try to win and get back to the tournament, do all that kind of stuff, and I don't know if LSU is in that spot for him to do that here. And you'd think he'd only stay for 1 year, right? He has to.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so I don't think he's doing that at LSU. But that'd be a hell of a recruiting pitch.
It would be very discouraging for a player on LSU's team right now to come back next year and just be thinking about what could have been, because next year's team would have been they'd have been top 5, top 10 in the country preseason. You know, in my opinion. I think you'll see a lot of that with however Auburn's ranked. You'll see where LSU kind of would have been. Yeah. Well, I mean, and I think that people are starting to raid LSU's roster from around the conference. So there's probably going to be a lot of familiar faces on some of the teams that you've been playing, regularly, with guys going and sticking around the SEC. But I was very impressed with Matt McMahon's press conference. I really was. I thought that, really that LSU has got a lot of coaches that have won the press conference, kind of won that day. Jay Johnson won that day. Obviously, Brian Kelly, in introducing him, was a really good press conference. And then, Kim Mulkey, and even Matt McMahon. I mean, Todd Golden's press conference over at the University of Florida, a little younger than McMahon. I thought that stood out. Some of the maturity and some of the experience that McMahon brings to the job, I thought really resonated in his message yesterday while he was up on the podium. I thought his sit down with Emily Dixon was very telling and very cool. I didn't know that the amount of players and administrators from Murray State that really supported and vocally were putting out the support for McMahon. I mean, you can obviously tell that this guy is a very well-liked and well-respected coach and human being, really. Now, does that win games? No. But, in just learning about the new coach and learning who he is, those are all good signs. Those are all things that make you feel like the program is sitting in the best hands to make them competitive going forward. Now, some of the next questions he has to answer is, can you get players here? Can you get high-end, competitive SEC talent-type players to LSU when recruiting against all this competition, not only in the sport, but, just more directly in the league? Can you go into Texas and take players away from Chris Beard and Buzz Williams? Can you go into Florida and take players away from Todd Golden and Leonard Hamilton? Can you go up to Tennessee and take kids away from John Calipari and Rick Barnes? Can you win some of those battles? Those are the battles that he's going to have to cross over here in the next couple of years to keep LSU on a competitive track.
What would you compare his recruiting to, if you could, and to former LSU coaches that we've had? Obviously, it's not going to be at the standard that Will Wade set, but where would he fall in between if you had to guess? Obviously, the one player that everybody's going to think of is Ja Morant, but that seems like an outlier at this point because Ja Morants don't end up at Murray State. That just seemed to somebody that kind of fell in his lap, but somebody he had to go out and recruit. I'm just wondering where he falls on the spectrum of maybe LSU coaches that we've had in the past or just around the SEC.
When you think of his resume is unlike any other from the standpoint. I guess, Nate Oates was where? Buffalo? He was a guy that didn't have this Power 5 draw to him, but Oates had this big personality. You knew that when he was hired that he was going to bring a little bit of attention to the program because he was going to kind of bark it down. McMahon has a very impressive resume from a playing standpoint to a coaching standpoint, but there is a glaring absence of a Power 5 school not being there, both playing and coaching. So for this to be his first Power 5 job, I think that there is not reservation, but there is just a little bit of a, can he do it? Just a curiosity of, can he cross over? And not only can he do it in and at the starting point that he's going to have to do it with LSU. He's going to be...
He's entering into the WWE with all of the cast of characters in the SEC.
And he's going to be links behind his competition.
Absolutely.
Just because of what could be coming down. And there's a certain, competitive advantage to other schools in recruiting against that when still LSU doesn't know, right? So you're still in this state of limbo without even knowing what the violations are because you know that Bruce Pearl and Nate Oates and Eric Musselman are all telling the same players that you're going after, well, you can't go there because once you get there, you're not going to be able to play in the postseason. Well, how do you know that? I don't, but just look at it.
But I know we are.
Exactly. So, Brian Burgess, LOL, wasn't Will Wade's first Power 5 job LSU? Did you have the same questions about him? Yes. Absolutely. And then he got players, and he started to pass that test. Matt McMahon sitting in the same classroom that Will Wade was. That's all I'm saying. And look, man, I'm not trying to compare. I'm not going to compare everything that Matt McMahon does to what Will Wade did. It's those days are done. They're gone. LSU had success. They won a lot of games. They won the league. They went to the tournament. They put players in the NBA. And now it's over. And the new guy needs to come in and establish his own feeling, vibe about LSU basketball. But he's going to have to jump over the same type of hurdles that Wade did. And he doesn't have to do it exactly how Will did it. But a lot of the things that Will did during his time was successful, so we'll see if McMahon can have similar success in just some of the arenas like recruiting, winning games. And first and foremost, he's got to see what the sanctions are. Really, it was, you don't know until you know. Really, you're not going to know what LSU basketball is facing until they come down. And really, you may not find anything out until next basketball season. One thing we know about the NCAA is that they're not timely. They're not trying to meet any deadline, Ron. But I mean, this is going to be a process that could take a while.
And the other thing that plays a factor in it is the expectations are different. Now you've seen LSU be successful for.
Hang on one second. Is that working?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Let me see something real quick before we start. We're working a new little
wrinkle
setup here on the Culotta Show, where we're trying to set up a production room offset to keep the set open to guests and co-host. And Stewie and Noah are always kind of chiming in with good takes, and they've always got things going on during the show. So we've set them up a little bit of a workspace off of the set, but we've got them mic'd up over there.
I think they maybe go for it.
Is it up now? Good. No.
No, that's it. They're popping on they're on the show, but not we can't hear them.
Okay, really? Go ahead.
Well, it's just the expectations are different now because you've seen the success over the past 4 or 5 years. When Will Wade took over the job, you didn't really see much. You saw one tournament appearance and a missed tournament with the number 1 player in the country, and now you got Matt McMahon taking over, and you've seen success over a substantial period of time. And so even with the sanctions, LSU fans are now drawn in and are still going to expect that same level of play.
Sure. Well, there's there's a standard that has been set. There's an expectation, like you said, around the program now to win. But one thing that was crushed was the fan momentum. That's one thing that Matt McMahon is going to have to put back on track. And look, I heard yesterday in his voice his urge and his need to get into the community. So let us take a break. Mark Vaughn says something's going on with the audio. Appreciate the feedback. Let us know.
Thank you.
Yes, let us know what's going on. If you could, just give us a little feedback. It says I sound good. My audio is okay.
Is my audio okay?
But we're working with a new soundboard this morning. We went through a lot of tests yesterday, hours and hours and hours and hours of tests. But you really do not know until you get the plane up in the air whether or not it's going to fly. So some of the times to figure this stuff out, the best is just getting feedback from you. I know it's not ideal on your morning listening. We're the ones that's doing and trying to give the information and do the entertaining here. But if you could sometimes just help us out a little bit and give us some feedback on the audio, we will try to fix that and make it right. We're going to take a small break. We'll come back. In fact, at 8 o'clock this morning, we're going to try a video call out with Billy Embody.
That should go well considering what just happened.
Exactly.
We'll
it's okay.
Yeah,
it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Nobody freak out.
Nobody freak out.
It's all good. And we will be right back here on the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Our audio is good. Floyd and Jordy's are good.
Yeah, I think it's that back room. It's plugged in it's plugged into the computer. It's not on the soundboard, so I have to control it through vMix. But I don't. It shows up like it's pumping.
Year's Maddie's Footprints Forever, quarter marathon, 5K, and 1 mile fun run coming to Baton Rouge. So,
like the cables for it. If we ran those mics to there, we could hear on. That's why we have these. So those are plugged in, obviously. But if we had these same cords running that way, it would be all good. It's just we only have 4 of these, but we have a ton of the USB ones. That's what we got both. So we're trying to see if it would work.
money for my trip over to Johnson Spillers. Shout out to my friend Dr. Chad Spillers for taking care of me, man. I had to have my front. City Cafe online at citycafebr.net, where good friends meet. Great food and even better service located in the shopping center. over here at FM Digital Media, as he is our fuel sponsor, whether it's fuel cards or snacks.
Roadcaster, we can't hear him, but they can. I'm playing them. Let's see. That would happen. It's the same ones that I've always played. But it's not. We'll play music and then bring you back and I'll close it up now again.
All right, welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Shout out to our friends over at Barker Brothers Plumbing and Works. Number one in a number two business. Our guys over there, Jude Barker at Barker Brothers and Plumbing Works. They got 2 trucks in Baton Rouge every single day. Make sure if you're looking for any plumbing help, you can get in touch with Barker Brothers Plumbing and Service, Plumbing and Works at calling 225 776-2431, 225-776-2431. Mention the Jordy Culotta Show and you get a 15% discount on your bottom line from our friends Barker Brothers Plumbing and Works, number one in the number two business, specializing in all works of plumbing, industrial, commercial, residential, backflow. Employ 30-year veterans that have the young and future stars of the plumbing industry as well on staff. Is how you can find Barker Brothers Plumbing and Works. No social media, no website. You can get in touch with them by dialing, as we said every day, 225-776-2431. 776-2431 is how you can get in touch with them. Couple of comments here as we get your feedback. Thank you very much. Stay inside of the chat. Help us out with what you hear. That will help us get this thing perfected throughout the day, and hopefully by the time we talk to you tomorrow morning or at the latest Monday, we can be sounding right and get everything set up. Mark Cumby, Jordy, I think everybody wants you to get behind Matt McMahon and be positive and supportive. We all hate Wade got fired. He made his bed, and he will have to lay in it now. Best of luck to Wade. Mark, I am. I have got and looking to I am open to Matt McMahon coaching LSU basketball. I'm very supportive to it and believe that for where LSU is right now and where they're coming from, I think that really he is about as good of a hire as Scott Woodward could have made. So I really am hoping and want to be as helpful and supportive as we can on this show by supporting the program and giving every opportunity for him to have success down here, whether it's him coming on here or us just evaluating the program. I definitely have no bad blood or ill will towards whoever is coaching LSU basketball because of my relationship with the former coach. I really do, and I hope that people can take that and take that into account when we talk about the program moving forward. I think that we did learn some things over the past year, in this business, and really for our professional growth. I really, to be honest with you, truth be told about, just about the relationships that we've had with the ex-LSU head football coach and now Will Wade, I always kind of started the reasons why we, we're starting those relationships, and the way that I always envision those relationships best to work in my industry was, not trying to form a personal or a friendship with all of the coaches, but, having some line of communication open that could go back and forth. That's how our business works, really. We're given information from people who either believe they are on the inside or truly people who are on the inside, right? And I've always thought that the best way to bring entertainment to this medium and information to this medium is by not talking about people who were covering it, the writers, the insiders, but still giving them a platform and using those voices to really kick up interest, but really finding the story and bringing people on like Will Wade or Ed Ogeron or Brian Polian last week or Keishon Butte or Kyron Lacey or anybody that it may be that's in the center of the news cycle, right? And to get those lines of communication open, to get the information that you look for. I mean, you really wanted to try and build a relationship with these characters, these personalities, these people, these leaders. And, from our relationship with Ogeron, which totally blew up in our face, right? Like where we used to, if you recall where we were last time, where we were last on radio, every Tuesday morning, we would have Ed Ogeron on the radio, right? Whether it was in season, out of season, he would come on our radio show every Tuesday, and after I left, he continued to stay on that schedule. But that was all set up from the relationship that Coach O and I shared from the time that he was coming on the radio with us when he sat out of football. And he said, look, we'll keep that going. No matter if I was the recruiting coordinator, he would come on with us routinely, and then he became the head coach, the interim head coach, and he came on and really took our show to another level as far as the interest and the credibility was concerned. And we were always grateful to him for that. But, I mean, really and truly, the story, T-Bob and I would drive over to Ogeron's office every Tuesday morning, and we would get there at about 5:45, in between 5:45 and 6 a.m., and we would sit with Ogeron from about 6 to about 6:45 while he was having his coffee, and we would just really do the interview before doing the interview. We would ask the questions. He would take us into the recruiting room. He would show us names that he wanted to really kind of focus on. He would talk about recruits, guys that either signed or didn't sign. I mean, it was a very close relationship in the sense of really the information was flowing there. It was helping the show out. Ogeron was really kind of trying and boost his, while he was the interim, his stance and his push to become the head coach. And once became the head coach, he was able to spread his message. And then, when I moved on from that job, our relationship totally changed, and it taught me in this position, like, wow, maybe next time you shouldn't get as close to somebody in that position, because it may, if something like this happens, it may blow up like it did. And then in the same sense with Wade, which he and I are much tighter and have a much firmer relationship as far as friends. I mean, our friendship isn't affected because of what happened to his job status over a week ago. But from the sense of our show, we lose access to the basketball program, and probably to the next guy look like somebody that you're like, I don't know if I would get as close to that show as the last coach did, because it became almost a crusade on our end to either take up for him or, really kind of dispute or go at the other side of the narrative. So the last year for us professionally has been very much a learning experience in that part of it, in the building the relationships, the access. Bear 24. I definitely don't see Kelly doing that. I don't either. I don't think that would, and I'm not saying that expecting that to happen. I'm just saying that's where that was, and that's how close that relationship was. I mean, I don't anticipate that to happen for us or for anybody with Kelly, just because I think he stays so closed off and runs it very Fortune 500 company type. You know, I mean, how many... You're not meeting with the CEO every Tuesday morning to have coffee and go over some points with talking heads. So that has been very much a learning experience for me, for this show, and one that you know, I mean, I have understood the lessons, ones that we deserved. I mean, I think that you can't do this business for the long term, in the mindset that we've done it over the last couple of years, right? And not to say that we're totally changing course, but with the turnover, like there has been in those positions, our relationships have changed. And in now growing a relationship with the LSU basketball coach program, some things that we've learned from the last coach and the way that our relationship existed is hopefully something that we can go forward and try to make the best of. So, I don't know how we got on that, but with the turnover in coaches, and look, we have a great relationship with Kim Mulkey. You know, I mean, and we have access to the program, to a program that feels like it's about to explode over the next decade and really probably be at the forefront of the sport. And she's going to be the character that, you know, a lot of people talk about. I saw she was a finalist for the Naismith Coach of the Year. Man, I hope she gets that. Donnie T, Wade didn't tell you the whole truth, which made you look crazy at the end defending him. When he knew he messed up, Wade used your friendship against you. That's not true at all, Don. I mean, it's really not. I mean, I know that you want to think that, but never did Will Wade ever tell me what to say or to use me as a mouthpiece or to go do this. I mean, no, it wasn't that. It wasn't that type of relationship. And if you read the notice of allegations, Don, and you understand the context of what they are alleging, there's nothing new in there. There's nothing in there that's really going to stick. They all know that the Musa Sisse stuff is really kind of BS. And once he has his time to prove that with his lawyer, I mean, I anticipate that stuff will probably either be thrown out or a very minimal penalty. Sean Miller just got a job. Bill Self has 5 level 1 violations against him, too. He just signed a lifetime contract. Arizona was served a notice of allegations over a year ago. Still no sanctions for the program. I don't know what's going to shake out from this. I don't know what's going to shake out from it. But I anticipate that Wade, with a good attorney, which I know he has in his day to defend those notice of allegations, is going to prove that, look, unless you can provide some evidence to what you're alleging, all this stuff is just really hearsay. So rule on it, 1-year show clause, whatever it may be, 2-year show clause, and he'll be back in the sport and hired just like Sean Miller was yesterday at Xavier. Remember, we're daily brought to you by RMB Builders. We're going to try a video call in 5 minutes. I'm looking over at our IT and our team. They're crunched down in the corner. There are a lot of buttons being pushed. A lot of people glancing over. A lot of people freaking out. Yes, that hat's bobbing up and down. Right. The Carpool Queen is here. We're going to try out a video call with Billy Embody when we come back here at 8 o'clock this morning. We'll see if we can fly this plane with the Jordy Culotta Show. We'll try to cross over the river of video calls that has had us trapped for a year and a half. Prisoners of technology over here at FM Digital Media. We will see if we can get over this thing next here on the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.
Where their passion is caring for eyes. It's what they do. They've been doing it for 40 years. They've been offering the Capital Region a friendly, helpful environment with the highest level of personal care to manage your eye health and vision needs. Stop in and see their brand new office on Jefferson Highway today, where you can find them at 6859 Jefferson Highway. They also are the daily poll sponsor on the Culotta Show. And remember, if you go into Southern Eye Center of Baton Rouge and you mention the Jordy Culotta Show, you will receive 25% off of their fantastic sunglasses selection over at Southern Eye Center. Check out Dr. Ann Shaw and Southern Eye Center, the daily. Caring for eyes. It's what they do. They've been doing it for 40 years. They've been offering the Capital Region a friendly, helpful environment with the highest level of personal care to manage your eye health and vision needs. Stop in and see their brand new office on Jefferson Highway today, where you can find them at 6859 Jefferson Highway. They also are the daily poll sponsor on the Culotta Show. And remember, if you go into Southern Eye Center of Baton Rouge and you mention the Jordy Culotta Show, you will receive 25% off of their fantastic sunglasses selection over at Southern Eye Center. Check out Dr. Ann Shaw and Southern Eye Center, the daily poll sponsor of the Jordy Culotta Show. Is our fuel sponsor, whether it's fuel cards or snacks. He's keeping us going every day at FM Digital Media. If you're on Highway 61, make sure and stop in and see him over at Go Mart. It is located in Natchez, Mississippi. It is our favorite convenience store, and it's for our guy Tom Granning, who supports us every day over here at FM Digital Media. They still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz. Red Stick Sports, a local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans, was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz. Bill. Buddy, I forgot to tell you we're trying to cut our teeth with our first video call with you this morning. Is that going to be a problem? I hope you look great. You're driving. We could do just audio. Can you pull over and we call you in like 10 minutes? Even better. Yeah, it'd be even better. It's going to be a great segment because, I mean, if we get this right, we're gonna go nuts.
send over the video link, and we will have that to him here shortly as we are working some things out. We appreciate you working with us and giving us your feedback on inside of the chat, as we appreciate that very much because it's helping us out getting this thing straight as far as the audio and the visual is concerned. This is not ideal. This is not how we usually want to run the business, but some days you just got to kind of show people how the sausage is made. And this is sometimes our relationship that we have with our listeners. So we appreciate you being there. A couple of comments. Torque Lewith. Be careful, everyone. We know how Jordy feels about people who frequent the show. Kayshawn may be off limits. Oh, I think people are talking shit about Kayshawn. Let's see what's going on. Let me scroll up a little bit. Okay, Brian Burgess. Kayshawn looked very disinterested in the interview yesterday. Looked like he'd rather be doing something else. Kayshawn, I didn't think that. That's just kind of who he is. Kayshawn got his Gordon money. I wouldn't be surprised if he sits out this year and prepares for the draft. If he does that, he'll have to pay that money back. That is in the contract. Kayshawn has a pretty significant injury. I wouldn't blame him. Yes, I think that we learned yesterday that Kayshawn did have that second surgery, and that he is a little hobbled going into this spring and this offseason. I did think that Brian Kelly's message to Kayshawn had to be heard yesterday when Kelly was asked about Kayshawn and just his status, and said that at least we know his last name, because he's kind of starting to show back up. But this is a tough period for Kayshawn, right? I mean, like, when you're in the building, but all the time that you're in the building, you're only in the rehab room, and you're usually in there by yourself or with just a handful of guys. It's a pretty lonely place, and new coach, new turnover, all of this stuff that's happening. They are hoping that he buys in. They are hoping that he really endears himself to the new program and to the new coaches.
He sounded like he was. He sounded like he was completely sold. He wants to play football best he can. That was a quote.
What about Billy? Can we update him, Joe? Joe's link. Can we send it to him? All right. Torque Lewis. How you going to talk about like you know him? Kelly said his press the relationship was a little rocky. Well, I mean, look, he's been. We don't know him. Like, it's not like we're friends with Kayshawn, but he came on this show all throughout the football season. He's been to the studio. You kind of get an idea of somebody and who they are. Him as regularly now in this interview setting, like we did. And his personality proved every single week he's a pretty laid-back guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's a real kind of quiet, laid-back dude. And, like, did it sound like Kelly and Butte have some ground to make up? Yes. But as Kelly said, things seem to be pointing in the right direction. And it did come across to me as kind of a new sheriff in town comment to Kayshawn, in the sense of, look, we know how good you are. We know what you mean to the team. We want you to get healthy, but you got to invest. You got to engage. You got to be around. I think that there was only really one way to take that comment yesterday. I don't think that he was really trying to hide what he was trying to say. I don't think that Kelly was really trying to play any games with Kayshawn, and it seems like that's probably the same stuff that he's talking about behind the scenes.
What was the comment that people are weirded out?
Just that he's just starting to see him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? All right, let me get this link to Billy Embody. We'll be right back. My bad, Torque. I think I just totally misread that comment. Sorry, buddy. All right, we'll be back, hopefully, with Billy Embody here on a video call. Let's see, he's on the side of the interstate waiting on our call. Here we go. We'll be back. Go Chevrolet. All right. This is huge.
Yeah.
621.
It's playing? Yeah. No. Yeah, cut that over. That's perfect. Okay. All right. Call Billy. Should be good. Put a countdown
loops, going back into loops, going back.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good
What's
now.
that Mike Dub logo?
Not seeing him.
Oh, yeah, but I just used the countdown
okay,
for the
okay,
music because I wanted to do the countdown to the video call, but I couldn't get rid of it.
There we go.
And then you forgot to make a polish a turd.
Yeah.
Zoom in, bro. You need a crop. Hey, Billy. Hey, Billy, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
We ready?
A little bit of an echo. Hold on.
Yeah, let's do it.
1, 2. Jordy top.
Mic check 1, 2. I'm echoing a little bit, little bit.
Yeah. Check 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check,
Yep.
check, check.
Yep.
Little bit of.
People are freaking out like, what is happening?
That's what you do, man.
Somebody said
Check
Russian
1.
slarks.
All right. Do you want to try to go through it?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Jordy Culotta Show.
There he is.
That is not anybody affiliated with Jordy Culotta's show. That is Billy Embody, pulled over on the side of the interstate, giving us our inaugural video call here at FM Digital Media. Bill, good morning. How the hell are you?
I'm doing well, Jordy. I'm doing well. How about you?
We're doing great, buddy. Thank you for taking part in this. A little bit of an echo, but we're all good. We're all good. We're all good. Nobody freak out. Nobody freak out. All right, Billy, I know you have a call at 8:30. let's jump into this. What did you make of Brian Kelly yesterday in his press conference? I think everybody's talking about the comment that he made about Kayshon Boutte. We had Kayshon on yesterday morning. A lot of people in our chat are saying that Kayshon looked disengaged and disinterested. Where do you stand on LSU superstar wide receiver after hearing the comments from Kelly yesterday and knowing what you know about his health now?
Yeah, I think with Kayshon and Brian Kelly, I think they're just continuing to build a relationship. I mean, after the offseason that Kayshon had, we had the transfer rumors right after the season. He obviously had that season-ending injury. He's had a second surgery now. He's gone through a coaching change. He was very close with Ed Ogeron, with Corey Raymond, with Mickey Joseph. A lot of change for Kayshon Boutte. And, I think Ed Ogeron gave the players a lot of leeway in terms of just kind of how they were involved with the program. Maybe after injuries, we would see guys like Andre Anthony who had season-ending injuries, and then they would be around the program, but others wouldn't. So it was kind of like a mixed bag. I think now, as he's going through his rehab, we're seeing Brian Kelly mention that he wants him to be, around while he's doing that. And so I think that's something they're working through, getting him back on board with, the academic standards they have and what they're trying to get out of this new culture is important. And I do think that for Kayshon Boutte, if he's healthy next year, I mean, this is his last year at LSU and he's going to go pro and he's going to be a very high draft pick. So getting that focus that Brian Kelly wants out of his players with Kayshon Boutte is very important. And it just seems like they're still working to get on the same page. I don't think there's anything that you're going to sit here and worry too much about right now. Now, in a couple months, if things are still not in a good spot, then, we'll probably be back to a bunch of rumors again. But, it does seem like Brian Kelly is a very consistent coach in terms of what he expects from everyone. And right or wrong in that, superstars like Kayshon Boutte, deserve probably a little bit more leeway at times, but you've got to be consistent across the board, and I think that's what Brian Kelly's trying to do.
Billy Embody with a fresh-shaven face and popping blue eyes here on our video call, our first one here at the Jordy Culotta Show, talking a little bit about Kayshon Boutte. Biggest storyline that you were looking for when they open up practice this afternoon? Where are your eyeballs going?
Well, who's going to start at quarterback week one? That's going to be decided in the first practice. It's going to be over. We're not going to talk about it anymore. No, but really, I think the quarterbacks are the biggest one for me. You want to see how Jaden Daniels looks in his new environment. See how Walker Howard looks, getting back to throwing the football, and see how Miles Brennan looks after the weight that he's lost and he's reshaped his body. You've got Garrett Nussmeier, who's one of the most competitive players on the team, and he's going to bring it as well. And then you have Garrett Dellinger out at center. So what does the center situation look like? That's going to be one of the bigger questions on this team. And then is there any shuffling in the secondary? Who's playing where? It is day one. It's going to change. But those are some of the things that I'd be watching for right off the bat.
I'm actually impressed with how clear Billy is coming in. Cody Boudreaux, John Smithsonian. This is actually pretty good for the first time. Cordell Music, what the fuck was that, Jordy? I'm celebrating, Cordell. The fact that we're pulling off video calls. Matt McMahon introduced yesterday as LSU's 25th head basketball coach in the history of the program. Billy, you and I talk a ton of basketball when we are talking sports and talking LSU. What did you think of the introduction, and what do you think of the hire?
Yeah, I think somebody that's excited to be at LSU despite, how he got here. And why he's here, replacing Will Wade, all of that stuff. He doesn't care. He's excited to be at LSU. He's excited to build off the brand that the program has, producing pro prospects, winning at a high level, and doing it the right way. I think that's the thing that he really hammered home is how he wants to be a tough team, a team that gets the most out of its players. And there really wasn't too much to take away from his opening press conference. He talked about re-recruiting the roster. We want players who want to be here. He didn't really care too much, at least publicly, about what any potential sanctions or things looming over the program might affect him. And he really just wanted to convey that he's here to win, and he's going to recruit this roster, focus on the players and getting to work and building a staff. But, right off the bat, there wasn't any sort of promises made and things like that as far as what he's going to bring. But, just that he's excited to kind of dive completely headfirst into the LSU community and take over this program and try his best to lead it to, championships and run it at a very high level.
Nick Frugier, volume is a little low for Jordy. Joey, if you want to work on that. Reed Rule, hashtag Ask Billy. Billy, can LSU basketball salvage any of the recruits?
Any of the recruits?
Yeah.
I would say probably not. I did see that Julian Phillips was in contact with LSU. I don't know if that's Matt McMahon. I actually sent Julian a text trying to see what was up, or if was it one of the assistants from Will Wade who was touching base and seeing how he was doing. I'm not too sure on Julian Phillips' situation, but I would say right now with all of them decommitting and getting out of their letters of intent, it's going to be tough to salvage them. Those were a lot of, relationships that were built with Will Wade, Kevin Nickelberry, Bill Armstrong, guys like that, for Bill and Will, they're definitely not here anymore. And Kevin Nickelberry probably moving on as well. So I would say the recruits, you're going to see probably a big reset as far as what they're doing. I'm interested to see if they do come after any of the Murray State signees, if in terms of those guys getting out of their LOIs, if that was a huge deal, if Matt McMahon was the reason why they were going to Murray State and they want to try to follow him. That's something that could be there to watch. I was really high on a couple of their signees, at least from watching some early film on them and looking back at their games, and maybe if it could translate to the SEC level. So we'll see if they evaluate that. But right now, I would keep the hopes very, very low for salvaging any of the prior class.
Newest face you are looking forward to see on the practice field today, whether it is an incoming rookie of the 15 signees, some of the early enrollees, or the transfers that are in now. Who are you most interested in seeing?
I would say, not to give a plug for one of your guys that was just on the show, but I mean, Kyron Lacey is a really, really solid player. I think he was a product of the system at Louisiana, where he didn't necessarily get as many looks in the passing game. And then Mekhi Williams-Garner, Brian Kelly called him an NFL guy yesterday. And I actually got a chance to watch Mekhi work out with his trainer earlier this spring, right before he committed to LSU. And I would say that he fits the bill. He fits the bill as somebody who's versatile, safety, corner guy, but he's going to start out at corner for LSU. He is really long. He's a big guy. And I'm excited to see those two. Will Campbell, where's he playing on the offensive line? Those are the big ones that I'm probably got circled right off the bat.
How about a coach?
Man, that's a great question. I would say I'll give you two. On the offensive side, I'll say Cortez Hankton, how he works with that wide receiver group. Since Kayshawn's in a walking boot, doesn't sound like he'll be out there. But just getting more out of that group as they go into, especially that 2021 recruiting class, how he gets more out of them, how he coaches them up and gets the most out of them is going to be really important. And then the defensive line, Jamar Kane, seems like a really energetic, passionate guy on the field. I'm excited to see him go to work with that defensive line and, again, kind of bring more out of that group.
Billy, last one. I'll get you out of here for your 8:30 call, and very much appreciate you kind of being patient, pulling over with us this morning, taking time to get through this with us. We're making history. This will live on forever in the history of our company. But
what's the last one?
The last one is, Bill, an incoming freshman, one that you are most looking forward to seeing of the guys that have early enrolled. I think we lost him. I think he's losing us. Billy, you back with us?
I can barely hear you.
You back with us? You got me?
Yep, I hear you now.
Incoming freshman, one of the guys that's coming in early. Who are you most looking forward to see?
Incoming freshman.
Campbell, Jones, Quincy Wiggins.
Yeah, probably Emory Jones, honestly. I mean, he's just got such a big frame. I really do think he could be a guy that could start right away. Maybe not game one. Maybe he's somebody that overtakes somebody early in the season. I know it's really hard to do as a true freshman on the offensive line, but that's how high I am on Emory Jones. Yeah. I think he's a guy that could be, a late day one or, early day two type of draft pick. I mean, just the way his body is, his feet, his ability to move, and he's really strong. And once he gets with Jake Flint over the summer, he's going to be even, in better shape and do all the things. That he's just a really bright kid who looks like he's going to pick everything up pretty quickly, at least to me. So Emory Jones is probably the one that I'm most excited to see.
Billy, we will always remember our first. I don't know if we will ever capture somebody as beautiful as your baby shaved face and your beautiful blue eyes here on this
you caught me on a
Thursday
great
morning
with the fresh shave.
Buddy, thank you for pulling over. Thank you for taking the time. I know you're very busy and have an 8:30 call. This is history for our company and our show. You were a part of it, and we very much appreciate that. Thank you very much, man.
Anytime. Put it in the back of the Louvre.
There he is. Billy Embody checking in. Thank you very much, Bill. How do we get out of there? Is that you? You control that? Well, that's stressful. You control you control the ins and the outs over there?
I mean, I guess at this point, am I really controlling anything?
Job well done, everybody. Hey! Joey Rodriguez. Hey!
Big hands for
Joey. Stand inside of a camera shot. Joey, let him see you. Big goofy bastard.
Joe?
Yes.
There he is.
Yes.
Joe?
Thank you, Joe. Even there, he kind of snuck in and stuck out.
He did.
He's more comfortable back
Hey,
here
guys.
with me.
There he is. You can't get away from the
There he
camera.
is.
Yes.
Thank you, Joey. Incredible. Noah.
That was fun.
Stewie, Katie, Lloyd. That was fun, man. That was
A little stressful.
that was history. That's all right.
Sweated a little
That's
bit,
okay.
but now we're
Who
good.
else can we call?
I know.
Yeah.
Keep calling people.
I'm
Hey,
in.
go through the phone. First one you pick. Just scroll down. First one you hit on.
So
Oh,
can-
Will Wade. That's crazy.
Oh my God. Stop.
So can we call them, or do they always have to dial into us? Okay. All right. All right. That conversation brought to you by RMB Builders, our friends Rhett Bourgeois and the crew at RMB Builders, rmb-builders.com. Remember, that will be podcasted. All of that will be brought back to you.
It's gonna
all
be
of
very
our
confusing
on the
podcast is
podcast.
brought back to you by RMB Builders. No, bring it all back,
Let's
man.
cut some of that out.
Show it to them.
All the
They just-
silent periods.
They won't understand the virtual
That's
excitement
true.
on the
That's
podcast.
true.
That's okay.
The countdown
Yes.
of the podcast.
But it is a very exciting day for us over here. Hopefully, we can. You know what? If you're a listener in the chat, send me your number.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Send me
I knew
your
this was
number.
coming. I knew this was coming.
First one that sends their number in the chat.
Please
Rico.
let it be
Rico.
Rico.
Here's your chance, Rico. We're about to put the measuring tape on you, man.
This is your segment,
Send me
Rico.
your number. We're calling you video call right now. The first number that gets into the chat is getting the link from VMix and calling into the show.
Oh my. Wait, they're going to put their number
Oh, I guess
in the
we don't
chat?
need their number. Oh, I guess we need the number to text them the link.
Yes. Yeah.
You need the
You
number
got to
to
get in
text
touch
them
with
the
them
link.
somehow.
But
Yes.
they're probably not going to put their phone number in this
Wow.
chat, right?
Oh.
Lot of keyboard tough guys out there until we ask for a phone number.
Let's just call Billy again.
That was cool, man. That was
was
good
cool.
stuff. That can take our show, that can take our company, that can take our product to a totally different level.
It will.
I mean, to offer that, to bring people in, hopefully people see the hard work and the strides that are going into building this digital media company and the talent, the people that we're bringing in, because that's what we believe will set us apart is the human capital, is the people. People like Joe, people like Katie, people like Lloyd, Noah, Stewie, everybody that's around here every single day
People like
pushing
you.
in the right direction, man. It is
We don't have it without the Jordy Culotta show.
Exactly. Our
absolutely,
fearless
man.
leader.
Let's go, man. This is a huge day.
It is.
Rico,
Rico.
where are you?
Rico, come on. You're running your mouth constantly through the whole show, and now you're going to disappear. Typical.
Typical.
I mean, like,
man.
he's not even popping up.
He's not. Maybe he really did leave for some
Wow.
reason.
He's hiding behind his bed.
What about Hayden? Is he in here?
His
He's a
twin
troll
bed.
too. His twin bed.
His bunk bed.
Yeah.
I got top.
He seems more like a bottom to me.
Tommy G. Tom Granny wants us to call him.
Tom, you want to do it?
Oh.
What?
Where's Rico?
Okay, I didn't even think of it like that. That was all you. Lloyd.
Rico, you're all smoked, man.
Went back to his cave.
Read rule, y'all should have video fan calls on Fridays.
OnlyFans Fridays.
That's a great
Jordy, your
segment.
eyes lit up.
That's a great segment. That's a great. No, then we'll get Red Face back up in here.
Red face.
I know.
She can video call. It costs you
said OnlyFans,
$15.99.
Red Face is coming.
What a day, bro.
What a
What
day.
a day.
It
What a
is.
day. Rico. What a bitch.
Rico.
We'll be back with more of the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Good day.
Good day.
Cafe online at citycafebr.net, where good friends meet. Great food and even better service, located in the shopping center behind Rite Aid on the corner of George O'Neill and O'Neill Lane. They cater for parties big and small. Sundays, they serve a fantastic brunch that starts at 10 a.m. They have daily lunch specials. And remember, you can look at everything online at citycafebr.net. We'll give a shout out to Squeaky Miranda, Cody Miranda, Dirk and the crew, everybody over at City Cafe for their support here, the Jordy Culotta Show. Online, citycafebr.net. Testimony for my trip over to Johnson Spillers. Shout out to my friend Dr. Chad Spillers for taking care of me, man. I had to have my front tooth, a tooth implanted on my front tooth, and it was a hell of an ordeal, but Dr. Spillers and the crew from Johnson Spillers made it as easy and seamless as possible to work with, and have taken the final product, and it is absolutely beautiful. Learn more online at johnsonspillers.com. Whether you're looking for Botox or you need help in any type of dentistry, whether it is dentures, night guards, if you're looking for Invisalign, if you're interested in implant dentistry like I got, you can get in touch with Johnson Spillers. Online, johnsonspillers.com. 2 locations, one in Gonzales, one in Baton Rouge. Easiest way to get them, online at johnsonspillers.com. Baton Rouge, be on the lookout for the first annual Maddie's Footprints Forever Quarter Marathon 5K and 1 mile fun run and walk, coming to Baton Rouge on Sunday, March 27th. If you're looking for more information, it's easy to get involved and register today. Get online at runsignup.com/footprintsforever. runsignup.com/footprintsforever. And be involved in this year's Maddie's Footprints Forever Quarter Marathon 5K and 1 mile fun run, coming to Baton Rouge Sunday, March 27th.
Really? They'll send out an email, though. Welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show.
Awkward.
Dude, the no music has been killing me all day. It creeps me out.
So it's like real dry? Is that no music at all?
For us, they have music.
Okay,
But we don't. We don't. Yeah, that's real dry. 555.
I totally read that like a number, though.
Yeah, right. Thank you for being a part of today's show. We're probably going to get out of here a little early.
I think that's probably
this
for the
morning.
best.
Yes. We got a lot of stuff going on. We got a lot of stuff we're trying to master here. But we do want to say we appreciate you being out there and kind of going through this with us. We will, yes. Look, this is something that you guys have been here throughout the entire time with us and kind of watched us grow, and we will continue to take strides and we will continue to grow, by adding shows like Mic'd Up and other shows to follow, and hopefully bringing technology like this to you where it's much more accessible for our guests, all the information, the people that are coming through here. We're having a good time every morning. We want to bring that into your car, into your living room, into your office, anywhere that you are accessing our platform. We feel like if you're laughing, smiling, you're doing the same thing. So hopefully we can bring some good vibes to you in the morning, and just trying to do that with more technology, more access, more people to talk to, that can give us the information that we're all looking for. We're all here because we care about the same thing. Right? Whether it's sports, LSU, the Saints, Pelicans, the state of Louisiana, we're all passionate about all of those things each and every morning. And I think that's why we relate to people of Louisiana. I think we all care about the same stuff. And we want to talk to the characters and personalities that are at the center of the news, and not necessarily the mainstream news, but just the local sports news, the coaches, the players, the people that are involved. And if we can do that through some video calls and doing that with some laughs and showing you that, look, it's not all buttoned up and professional every single day around here. I mean, there's some times where, we got breakdowns and you can see it with us.
Not everybody's Ron Higgins.
Putting it mildly.
Yes, absolutely. So we do just want to
Call
make
Ron Higgins.
we just do want to make sure. No way he can figure it out.
No, well, thank God.
No way he
Oh
can
my
figure
God,
it
that
out.
would be amazing,
I think they're tweeting at me.
I'm on deadline. What are you calling me?
But we just want to make sure that it is said that it was that we appreciate the journey from this side, as we hope you do on the other side of kind of taking it with us. But you being there all along the way means a ton to us. We just feel like we are really kind of scratching the surface on what we want to do and where we want to go. And things like today of overcoming video calls, which really has had us in a pretzel for over a year.
It's been nearly a year, yes. I should have shut my fucking mouth when I thought about it.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
That's exactly right.
We did one with the chef, remember?
Yes,
we did, but
it was a
we
disaster.
had to shut down very quick.
Yeah.
I mean, we went through
He
it.
was in a gorgeous part of
He
the
was.
the world.
Was he in Austin, I believe?
I think
he was
on
like
the
sitting on a
beach.
swing set
Yeah,
somewhere.
but it was somewhere outside.
Yeah.
Either way, it was destination city.
It was nice.
But for us to go through an entire interview with Billy Embody, have a little bit of technical glitches.
But why is he talking about? He's talking about nothing that we're talking about.
Rico, here's your chance, buddy.
Rico,
It seems like you've been somewhere for the last 20 minutes because we've been going back and forth looking for you, and you've been nowhere to be found. Rico, we have mastered video calls over here at the Culotta Show and FM Digital Media, and now is your chance to send us your phone number so we can send you the live link and we can get a tail of the tape on your little ass. We can finally get a height and weight on you. You tell me you're 6'4", 260, and can run like LeBron. Let's find out, bro. Let's find out. Send me your number. We're going to send you a vMix link. We're going to give you a video call, show you how our show's growing over here, a lot like you're not.
Like you stopped doing when you were 10.
And send us the number.
Rico, email me your
No.
number.
Email nothing.
He can't put.
Text that into the chat right now, tough guy.
He is not going to put his
6'4",
number out
260,
there.
ain't nobody messing with you. Rico, you want him to have your number. Send us your number right now so we can text you and send you this vMix live video link and we can get a tail of the tape.
Rico, email me your number. Katie@JordyCulottaShow.com.
I'm comfortable with anonymity. There's
it
the
is.
short guy. I am the short guy, bro. You're not going to get one on me.
We need
as soon as
proof,
somebody
Rico.
calls me out for, hey, let me send me a picture. Make sure that you're 6'1". You know what? I'm good with anonymous, man. I'd rather stick to anonymity.
What if Rico's a girl this whole time?
Oh.
Prove it.
What if he's just like one of our
Prove it.
friends?
Prove it.
If she's 6'4", Kim Mulkey might want to holler.
Right?
Yeah, right.
But nobody believes Rico's 6'4", so again, prove it, Rico.
Rico, send your number.
Man, we know how to make Rico uncomfortable, don't we? He's not gonna
Coward.
do it.
Coward.
I get it, Rico. I get it, buddy.
Yeah,
You're 5'4".
It's all fun and games till she asks for pics.
You're 5'4",
That's right.
320.
Oh gosh.
He's got his own microphone. It's not plugged in.
Have a great day. Thank you all for being here. Rico, I'm going to give you a day to think about it, but I'm calling you out, man.
We're still here.
Yeah.
Anytime.
We can do video
Monday through
calls
Friday.
tomorrow.
Little
7
home
to
and
9.
home. We
Yeah.
can fight at your place or we can fight at mine. Anyway, we can do this press conference over video right now or we can do it tomorrow morning. Think about it. Katie has given up her email. Katie@fm.co. Katie@EFFEMM.co.
Not .com.
.co. If you want to email her your phone number. I'm saying if you're as tough as you say you are, bro, just put it in the chat and we can get this done right now.
There's no way people would blow him up.
Really?
Right? If he put his number in the chat.
Rico, I'll get destroyed by all these
Exactly.
douches.
That's what I just said.
Rico, you're showing your colors, bro. You're not
True,
as tough
Rico.
as you say you are. Oh. Stewie says he'll go 1 for 1 for you. If you put your
Okay.
number, Stewie will put his.
At least
How do we
Stewie
know
has
if
his
it's
picture
legit?
out there. Not really real.
Rico's bailing.
March 24th, 2022, the day Rico died.
Yeah, bury him.
Rico, I told you Panamsky knows I'm 6'4". Rico, I'm starting to think you are Panamsky, bro.
I know. That's why he doesn't want us to call
Take
him.
care of that
Who are you,
collarbone.
Rico?
Take care of that hamstring.
Yeah, that is the video call.
Yes.
Speaking of not being able to figure it out.
That is the video call.
Call Derek Panamsky.
I want to call Lowe down in Cozumel.
Oh,
in
did you see
Cabo.
that look?
Oh my
Yes, I
gosh.
did. Quit messing with him, bro.
I agree. I
messing
agree,
with
but they
I
must
mean, the
have been
guy's
following
leaving
him.
the country. He's going down. He's trying to get. He's not doing it in his backyard.
Was that a destination?
I don't know if he did. He know that it was spring break.
I mean, yeah.
You think?
Due to his
Wait,
history.
who's spring break though?
I mean, it was like
Doesn't
college
matter.
spring break.
Just
Yeah.
anybody can
it
get
was
it.
It was Mississippi's.
Yeah, I mean, it was
So-
Louisiana's.
There were people.
Yeah, I
What
don't.
was that?
That's how you tell me it was Mississippi.
Oh, I did.
Uh-huh.
I just meant there was a spring break going on.
Oh yeah. Kind of a little attitude.
But I mean, he was. I don't know if he was creeping the spring break tour. If he had a trip to Cabo.
Oh,
lined
what a
up.
coincidence that would be, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? Especially with that's what I'm saying. His past, he seems to be. He seems to know the college schedule, except for his own LSU football
we doing,
schedule.
ladies?
Yeah.
Where you at, T-boy? Where's that, J-boy?
He's a little something different in the Philippines.
Bro, did you see that kid's face though when O turned around and then he gave like the straight no eye contact? I'm not looking up. I'm scared to
Yeah.
death.
It's like
I'm
when you-
shriveled up like Rico right now, buddy. I feel like I'm in a cold room out of a pool. You
Coach
know what
O
I
ain't
mean?
got nothing to lose.
Yeah, you got nothing to lose. Even though if he hits you first, Coach, I mean, a lot of that settlement. You know
In
what I mean?
Mexico, you
and
just
he
kinda get
looks
away.
like he would be a hit first guy.
Absolutely, he was in great shape,
Great shape. He's got the V.
which is hard to get with.
I mean, Coach,
If you-
at 60
Yes, that's why it's hard to,
to get the V, it's hard to get the V at 35.
It's hard to get the V at 25.
What's he on, bro?
Test.
You think he's on like that Hollywood HGH allegedly? I don't want to start, but I mean like he's on.
That's not natty.
Dude,
No.
you're not supposed to look like that at 60.
No.
I mean,
Well, he works out a lot, right?
yeah, I don't care. I mean, even the people that work out religiously
Muscleman.
in a 60-year-old, yeah, but they're taking something.
You
Yeah,
think
they're
so?
taking testosterone.
And Muscleman is not. Muscleman's just in good shape. It looks like Muscleman like thinks about what he eats. He's like makes sure he's working out. Ogeron to me is just busting out reps of like bench press and HGH, and has got himself like red face, ready to kick ass at 65, and looks like the first pick in the draft. I mean, like
I'm going back.
bro. That fade he caught that Oklahoma kid. I mean, that kid is shitting on himself. You know what I mean? Like he is like, I am a window away from getting my teeth knocked out by Ed Ogeron.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, he's like, coach.
That's a coach glare.
That is look at that glare, bro.
Yeah, that's frightening.
Look at your boy. Just like,
Right.
holy
Hammered
shit, dude.
Khaki shorts and no shirt.
your boy that he's looking at, it's like, do not turn around, bro.
Oh, here's an even
Ogeron
better
is
way.
mean mugging the
What's
hell
he
out of you.
doing?
He's living his best
I
life.
mean,
he
but
thought
like,
he
why are
was.
you dressed like that?
I
It's
mean,
not
why
even
not?
a swimsuit. It's khaki shorts and no shirt.
He's not getting in the pool.
Inside.
He's just scoping out the pool.
I will say this: if I look like that at 60, I would not have my shirt on everywhere I went.
Really?
He shaved.
Everywhere I went.
You
I
think
just
he
I don't
shaved?
see it. I don't
I don't think
he's
he
in great
shaves. I think he's
shape.
got the.
Naturally hairless.
Yeah, I mean, like he doesn't. It doesn't seem like.
No, you know that guy is hairy.
The smile on this kid's face. Like, I'm about
Oh
to get my
my
ass
god,
kicked.
dude!
That's
Roll
so
Tide,
awkward.
what?
Fuck you!
All right. Whoa, whoa,
Whoa, whoa!
Coach!
And they
Shots
coach
on
no
the
more.
Sooners.
Put 60 on that ass.
That's super awkward. That's super
Cody
awkward.
Boudreaux, why was he there without a shirt? Because he looks like that, Cody.
He looks good. He's
No,
got a 30-inch waist.
I don't think he looks good though.
You don't think that man looks good for 60 years
confused.
old?
No, I mean he's fine, but not enough to be walking around without a shirt. I mean,
You'd rather
that's
see
not-
Muscleman shirtless.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, honestly.
You
kidding?
just don't like. She didn't like
That
the
would
body
be
type.
better. That would be better.
Go
Muscleman.
side by. Can we go side by side, Muscleman? and O?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I mean, I think it's a no-brainer, right?
You know how easy it is to find a picture of Eric Musselman shirtless?
Yes.
It's
It
so
is
easy.
So easy.
You don't even have to type in shirtless.
That's right. It's just a
Burgess, I
bunch of
thought you were
skin.
leaving a couple of minutes ago.
BB.
He's thinking Rico might actually come.
Yeah,
on.
no, Rico.
Everybody's
No,
sticking around for that.
Rico's had his bluff called, man.
He has.
He's gone.
I'm kinda
Yeah, I
bummed
think
about it.
Rico's like switched shows on us.
I think we scared him off.
Yeah, we just totally just ousted him,
We
dude.
did.
I mean, like,
We buried him.
We
I mean,
killed
he's the guy
Rico.
that's always telling you I was all state in high school. I was the best player on the team. I couldn't miss.
6'4".
I had a playoff game where I scored 50. Let's play
Right.
one-on-one, and he clangs it off the iron.
First shot off the backboard. As a senior.
Yeah, I'm just not into O's bod. I thought we were joking about it the whole time.
No, he's.
Yeah, we're getting him. We're getting him.
Really?
Whoa!
man.
Breaking news.
I mean,
We have to video.
we're
call.
making a play. For sure.
That's what I'm saying. We don't even need a video call. Right,
Be a great
Musselman.
video call, though.
It would be a great video call. Why is he going to
So
be here?
Musselman goes shirt off, mask on.
This is just the best,
No
the
way.
best defined body picture I could find of him. That one behind a paywall.
Look at O.
Hold on, I gotta get the.
Whoa, man. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't mean it, coach.
Yeah, yes, sir.
That military haircut too. What's going on with that?
what he's always
Rico
had.
Delgado. Jordy, you came clean today about friendships. If you feel better that I'm 5'4", I'll give it to you today. But tomorrow I'm 6'4". Wow, Rico, you've been
Okay.
defeated, buddy.
That
I'll take
was
the-
that way. He just waved the white flag.
Yeah, that is a white flag. I feel sorry for you now. I'm off of you,
Yeah, I'm
Rico.
sorry, Rico.
Sorry.
No, Rico,
I don't pick
you
on,
can redeem
I'm
yourself.
tired of picking on the little people.
Well,
pick on
Rico,
somebody my own
Rico
size.
can email me his number. Oh God.
Oh,
Oh, Katie.
Oh.
Kill
Let's
F
see,
Mary,
okay.
Musselman, Coach O. No. We're not
Oh,
playing
Jordy's
that
in
one.
there though. We can't do that.
We're not playing that one because she'll definitely
Can't
kill
do
me.
that.
I
No.
don't want to die.
Yeah, I'm not trying to die.
I would have to say marry Jordy. I'm not
Okay.
okay. So
Okay.
then kill O. Clearly.
Ah,
Kill the
Good luck.
lunatic.
Right? Yeah. I mean, yeah. I like that game though. It's fun.
oh.
I do not. Ogeron, Musselman, Will Wade.
Oh,
Oh.
Marry, fuck, kill.
Wait.
Who you got?
Okay. F. Will Wade.
Wow. There you go, Willie.
Good
Boot
for
up, baby.
you.
And then Mary Musselman. Oh, was the other one?
Yeah.
So still kill him. He's still
Okay,
dead.
look at Muss.
That's
Must
a
have got good
blurry
rub.
picture.
Muss
though.
Well, he's
definitely
on the move.
Muss definitely
Still,
shaves his body.
I still think
Absolutely.
he looks better than O. though.
Waxes or shave for Muss?
That's a.
That looks like a wax. I mean, like it looks like his underarms are taken care of.
You can't tell me O doesn't do hair removal.
I don't think that O can grow
You don't think he's a hairy guy?
hair. I don't think that he is. I've
What?
never seen him with like facial hair after a couple of days that looks
Oh.
like a 2
Where
or
he
3
should
day
have had it.
shadow. You know what I mean? Like he's definitely gone through some stressful days over the last 2 years, and it did not. I didn't see any type of like 5 o'clock shadow on him.
Okay. Well, geez, he looks like a guy that would be hairy to me.
No, some people are just hairless.
Yeah. So Musselman.
Rico Delgado, look at how much money I'm making you, Jordy. Rico, you really want to make me money? Show up for this
in.
tale of the tape, brother.
Yeah, Rico.
Send the number. Quit trying to get out of it. You want to make any cash, you want to prove how tall you are, want to prove your size, send the number, bro. It's over. It's easy. We've mastered video calls over here.
Hey, if he goes to Phoenix Hall,
We are
he can set up an
dangerous.
account and send us a call.
Anybody talking shit now, we're just going to call you out. Send your number.
Exactly.
Send the number.
Or they can send us a call. As long as they go to VMix Call, they can host one and send us.
Well,
And
that
we
would
just
be
have to, you'd
something.
have to have your number, or my number, or Katie's number,
Hey,
That'd be weird. No.
or the show phone.
I'm here to
Might
play.
be
Maybe
in
we have a
play.
I'm here to
number,
play the
that's
game.
right. We have a number with our show phone. We don't have to give out any of our personal numbers. Okay. well,
Big day.
Big day.
Big day. Appreciate everybody for being out there. Make sure you like, share, comment on the post. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Rico, you got 24 hours, bro. Think about it.
Start stretching.
Either email into Katie or have that number presented tomorrow, or stay silent like you were this morning. Bad look, Rico.
it is a bad look.
Bad
We're
look, dude.
disappointed
Bad look.
after
But
all these days talking shit to us.
makes a lot of sense as the little guy. I get it, man. I get it. We will talk to you tomorrow, 7 a.m.
Hey, back room. Let's go.
Aw,
hey.
love that.
Yeah,
That is
what's
clear.
going on over
Look
here?
at us. Look at us. We're like the real deal.
All right, that's enough for today. We'll be back tomorrow.